In case you guys missed the community post, Skyworks Solutions ends up declaring a dividend raise. So Skyworks Solutions declares 62 cents per share quarterly, which is a 10.7% increase from the prior dividend of 56 cents. Ex-dividend date is August 24th, and they will be paying out September 15th. So this was actually the last pick from the month of July that we were expecting to announce a dividend raise. They actually announced it around August, so a little bit late, but yeah, this is passive income. So congrats to all the Skyworks Solutions shareholders. We had to do absolutely nothing to get this amazing dividend raise. What's up, everybody? This is Investing Sensei here to bring you episode 146 of the portfolio update. So in this video we have a lot to talk about, so I'm definitely just going to get right into it. In this video I will be going over why I'm actually transferring out of M1. So as you guys can probably see, if you look at this, it says your account is paused. I went ahead and initiated a transfer of my assets from M1 over to actually Fidelity, and I actually messed up on a little bit, so I'm going to show you guys what the game plan will be and why I'm going to be doing it, why I transferred out. So definitely be sticking around, but I'm going to show you guys the activities for this past week because I did make some purchases as well. Remember that we come back every single week. We have these scripts that we kick off and we see how much we make in total. Remember, we're trying to get this to $300 a month on average to generate just in dividends. So we're trying to aim for that by the end of 2022, and we're getting very close. But by the end of this video, this is actually probably going to go down. That is because a lot of my positions got shaved to a full share, and so we will lose some passive dividend income overall, but we will get that reinvested back, and we will have that money back working hard for us passively. So overall, this might take a little bit, but I think the transfer will be worth it in the long term. So I will give you all my reasons on why I did it, but we will be seeing this actually go down in this episode, so stick around. We did get that Skyworks Solutions dividend raise, so that might help it a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. If you look, remember that we do have the goals of 2022. So first one was to reach 6,000 subscribers. You guys were so awesome. You guys subscribed to the channel, and we hit that very early on, and so now we're on 7,000 subscribers. We're on the road to try to hit 8,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, make sure that you're subscribed with that notification, because I do bring this type of daily content. Well, I guess not daily, but weekly content. I typically try to upload these type of videos on Sundays. And yeah, while you're down there, if you're new to the channel or you're an existing subscriber, help out the channel by dropping a big thumbs up on the video, and try to watch a majority of the video to help out letting YouTube know that this is a great video, and it'll push it out to even more people. I would definitely appreciate it. But you'll see that we do have this goal by 2022 to try to achieve about $300 per month on average each quarter. So that will be probably achieved by the end of 2022. I'm pretty certain we will achieve it as well. The other one is to try to dollar cost average $100 every single week at a minimum. I went ahead and deposited $100 this past week as well. The drip for every time a company pays us out at an additional $20. I am continuing to do that. This past, I guess, the coming 2 weeks or so, my account might be paused or so I might not be able to make any purchases, but I will do a lump sum investing for the weeks that I do miss on that, because we are trying to stick to our 2022 goals as well. Remember, we're trying to reach 110k invested of our own money. I think we honestly just probably already surpassed that. We're like at 127,000 cost basis, but money total invested, we're at 106,000. So we have about maybe $4,000 more to go by the end of 2022. I think we can definitely invest that amount, especially the reasons why I'm going to show you why I did the transfers. I think we'll probably surpass that fairly soon, because it's going to try to accelerate the way that I'm investing into this portfolio. It's going to try to get me more aggressive into trying to accumulate more shares, and you'll see the reasons why. But you'll see we're trying to achieve those you'll see the quarterly dividends, they're continue to go in the upwards direction. Remember that July we already wrapped up. We made a total of $230.67 in completely passive income, guys. That was pretty sweet. We are working on Q3. We might see some adjustments here in Q3 and Q4 due to the transfer, but overall in the long term we should see the trend going upwards, and it'll be very nice. Yeah, let me jump back over here. We'll see the portfolio. One of the things I do want to show you is the value over time, because remember guys that we are going to lose this information since we did initiate the transfer, and that's actually one of the reasons why I ended up transferring out. But you'll see the portfolio currently is at $189,407.84. While the account was paused to be transferred, our buying power is $566.04. This was because a lot of my positions, I guess if I show you here holdings, you'll see that all my shares are at a full share now. So anything that didn't accumulate to a full share, it got sold out. And I'll show you that once we jump to the activities. So that we could, whenever you do a transfer over to a different brokerage, they only allow full share transfers. All the fractional shares will get sold off, and it'll become cash. But you'll see it, the value over time. Just a quick history. Remember, we were investing back since November 2022 of 2019 is where this graph shows. Really, I was investing since January of 2019, so we probably have a lot better gains in the long term, but M1 had to reset this, and that's why we lost track of those about 11 months. So that was pretty depressing there. But if we look in the upwards direction, we continue to invest. We saw the 2022 crash, I guess not 2022 but 2020 March crash, and we started recovering. We continue to stay in the market, continue to invest more and more, and we just continue seeing this portfolio grow from about $30,000 in January of 2019 till today. You'll see we entered the bear market and we have just gone downwards, but at the peak we actually hit about $217,000, and now we're slowly recovering. We'll see what the market does. Overall, we're going to continue to reinvest these dividends, continue to dollar cost average, try to focus on those goals that we have for 2022, and I think in the long term it'll pay off, and we will see how that plays out, guys. But let me show you guys the activities here. I'll show you everything. So you'll see, let's see right here. So we'll go right here to the date of 1st of August, and we have actually quite a couple pages. So if I scroll to the very bottom, you'll see August 1st, we got the JP Morgan dividend, which was pretty amazing, $133.50 passive income there, guys. August 3rd, we deposited the $100 dollar cost average every single week, plus $20 because JP Morgan paid us a dividend. So we ended up contributing an additional $20. So on 3rd, we actually did the one buy of $230. This was actually just JP Morgan. I went ahead and dripped the full dividend, plus I went ahead and just bought an additional share because next quarter we should hopefully get some more. But as you'll see, all of these guys are activities. These are all sales that I didn't meet a full share for because of the transfer. So you'll see Nvidia, PepsiCo, Pfizer, so on. I'll pause it. I'm not going to go through each one, but this is all my positions. They all sold, all the ones that didn't accumulate a full share. You'll see down here starting at AbbVie and so on, and that's kind of what I was focused on the past couple weeks. I was trying to accumulate majority of my positions to one full share so that I didn't have to sell it, and there were some positions that I just couldn't deposit too much money because it would have been a little bit over 1,500 or so overall. And then on the 5th of August we got somebody actually to sign up to the M1, so we got $10 and they got $10. But overall, I think I was in the conversations with them in the comment section, and they wanted to do M1. M1's not a bad platform. I really like it, but it's just outgrowing from what I want to do, and I will share those thoughts in the next couple minutes. But one of the things here, $10, so hopefully you can use that. It'll get reinvested, and you'll just get those $10 to start working passively for you now. But let me show you guys the Fidelity account that I did transfer over to. So you'll see it says easy money, dividend growth, and you'll see that there's like option summary, manage dividends. There's just a couple things I did want to just point out. If we look down here, you'll see that this is sorted by alphabetical order. You'll see the last price, and then so on as well, what performance it happened. You'll have your current value, percentage of the account, quantity, so it's the number of shares, your cost basis. This is actually going to take a couple days, potentially a week or so, to this be reflected into the brokerage, and then as well cost basis, and then 52-week range, which is pretty cool there. If we scroll down, you'll see these are all the positions that we do have in the portfolio, and that's pretty cool there. So there's actually, if I show you here, let's say for example, you'll see one of the cool things is like Honeywell. There's a D, meaning that there's probably going to be a dividend coming up. You can actually click on this and expand it, and it'll give you more information. So you can actually do events, and you'll see that X dividend date is the 11th of August of 2022. They're gonna pay about 98 cents per share, and then they pay out on the September 2nd of 2022, and then you'll see the dividend yield, and you could do more about dividends. So pretty cool information here as well. You'll see the ones that say the E, meaning that earnings is coming up. So you can see here as well, it'll tell you events, earning announcements, and so on. So pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool information with Fidelity here. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into the reasons why I actually decided to transfer over. One of the things I did want to show you, which I'm still trying to get familiar with Fidelity here, there was another option here. If you click on dividend view, you'll see that you can actually scroll down. It'll tell you estimated annual income here, and then if you scroll down, it'll tell you what your estimated annual income per position you have. So you'll see JP Morgan, we're expected to make roughly around $544 for the annual estimated income, and that's pretty cool. So if we scroll all the way to the very bottom, you'll see we're estimated to make about $3,320.15 annual income. That's pretty cool. M1 does not have that type of feature, and there's actually a lot of other cool features that I do want to jump into, which I will jump in this video. But let's go ahead and start off with the first thing with M1 here. So M1, actually the good things about M1, I think it has a really cool user experience, I guess UX for the app as well as the website for the brokerage. I really like the functionality here, and I think it's pretty cool. I really love the pie functionality and how you can allocate certain positions or a certain pie of your overall investment account. I think that is pretty cool. Obviously we didn't follow it because you can see that our target was 30%, but our technology was really worth 45.9%. That's one of the cool things about this that I really like, especially for long-term investors that don't really care to be very active in the market. That I think that's a great thing as well. You can enable the auto reinvest, and it'll kind of balance out your portfolio. You'll see we're definitely overweight in technology, and there's some other sectors we're underweight and we're not really fully balanced. But that's another thing that, you know, people, if they just want to leave it in cruise control and just deposit money, that's one great thing as well. You could set up transfers from your bank account to M1 automatically that happen a specific day, and it gets invested for you. So completely autopilot there. I really like that about M1. So those are really the good things about M1 Finance. The bad thing about M1 Finance are there haven't really been any improvements in the brokerage account. I've been with them since about January-ish 2019, and you know, the only thing I've seen is that they've done the earned dividends here, which you click on it, it's not really that impressive here, and maybe I just don't know how to use it. But you know, you click on it, it tells you about how much I think I've made in total, but it doesn't tell you like Fidelity's, which is something that's pretty cool about, hey, here's how much you are expected to make and so on. There's the other one as well. Like if you look at the activities, you can download the CSV files, but it's not really helpful at all as well. Remember guys, because there's a lot of stuff that they're missing, that I went ahead and just created my own script here, and it calculates all your dividends. So that's one of the things that I went ahead and did, but for the, M1 Finance hasn't done that, so I don't see there's much improvement. I'm trying to provide to the customers, which would be us, the investors, with great tools, which I'll show you some cool things about Fidelity that I really like. The other thing about M1 Finance is just the fact that whenever you have a company that does a spin-off, man, it's a headache with M1 Finance. There's actually things that like whenever Realty Income had a spin-off, man, it was such a headache because your positions automatically get sold if they're not in a pie or like in the portfolio itself, and it's just a headache in general. They don't give you the time to add them to the positions, or I've just had some bad experiences with spin-offs with M1 Finance, and definitely hopefully they can improve that over time. But I am switching over to Fidelity, which from Fidelity I'm actually going to switch over to Charles Schwab's, which I'm going to show you the reasons why. And I think it's a weird situation. I didn't find it until I ended up doing it, so I kind of gotta do some workarounds to show you the reason why I'm going to be doing it. But the other thing I do want to kind of share the bad things about M1 Finance is just the value over time. This right here, whenever something happens, like let's say you were to try to move a position from one sub pie to another sub pie, I did create a video on how you can do it without having for them to reset your value over time, but stuff like that, they require for you to start from scratch again. So you lose all this history. That this is really valuable information that it's very motivating. So like especially in this type of bear market where you see your portfolio go down, but if you look at it the big picture over time, man, like you guys should see your portfolio going up and up. That's that type of information that you lose in M1 Finance, and just because they had to reset the value over time. And so I think with Fidelity or Charles Schwab's, I think I'll have all that historical information there without any issues, and it'll be able to be tracked, which there is that one thing I'm telling you guys that is pretty cool. The other thing here is the customer service isn't as great as Fidelity's or Charles Schwab's, and the reason why I'm speaking of this is because I've interacted with people from M1 Finance. You have to send them an email. They typically delay it by a day or two, or you can call them on the phone, but they're not very helpful. Now, I've actually gotten on a call with Fidelity customer service as well as Charles Schwab's. Man, their service is great, especially with Charles Schwab's. I got on the live chat with them. They were super helpful. One of the things, because that's what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be transferring so I transferred from M1 to Fidelity. I got to let my assets settle down, get the reimbursement from Fidelity, and then I'm going to initiate a transfer to Charles Schwab's. But Charles Schwab's, they actually, while I was in the live chat, they were like, hey, if you need any other guidance or help, let me know. We can put your phone number, we can get set up a call, or you can come into one of our firms. And that's super helpful, guys. Like, I don't see M1 ever doing that. But yeah, definitely those are the reasons, I guess the bad things about M1 Finance. I'm going to show you the reasons why I ended up switching over. So one of the reasons was because you can buy and sell anytime the market is open. So with Fidelity or Charles Schwab's, with M1 Finance, you have that open window at the morning or in the afternoon at around 2 o'clock-ish or so. But with the you get 2 trading windows, and you have to pay $120 if you want to have both trading windows throughout the day. I'm definitely not going to pay $120 in annual fees to have that functionality when I can get that for free with Fidelity or Charles Schwab's. And I would prefer to invest the $120 into another dividend paying company so that those $120 can start working hard for me. So that is one of the main reasons I wanted to be able to buy and sell at any time in the during the market open or close. While they're open, they also, I believe they have after pre-market and after market close trading as well, which I probably won't be doing, but you know, the ability or the flexibility is there if I ever do decide to do that. The other reason is, and it's actually one of the most actual reasons that I really consider trading, switching over, and that is because of options, guys. Options, I've been selling covered calls and cash secured puts on my growth portfolio, which is in Fidelity, as well in my Webull account, and I've been making some decent amount of money, not too much, but enough that I think could help boost my dividend growth portfolio's growth much faster, especially because this is almost a $200,000 portfolio, which I think in general, at the worst case, I think that I could achieve a 3 to 6% return in selling covered calls and cash secured puts on this portfolio, which would be roughly around, let's say worst case, 3% for the full year. Achieving that's about $6,000 that I could make, you know, in this portfolio, that those $6,000 could get reinvested into the portfolio back and getting more dividends and so on and so on. Of course, you got to account for taxes and so on. But just in general, that's just money I'm leaving off the tables by not selling covered calls or cash secured puts in this portfolio. So that's the other reason. The other reason is because margin. I want to have the ability in the future, if I wanted to do, if I wanted to sell naked puts, I could with margin. Definitely not, you know, recommended, but I've done it in my dividend growth portfolio where I sell naked puts, almost like cash secured puts, but it's just that you don't have the collateral to cover if you were to get assigned. But at the end of the day, you could also roll. So that is another reason. I just want to have the flexibility to do these if I decide to, and not lose all of my historical information from investing. So that's one of the main reasons there. The other thing is they do have 24/7, you know, customer service for Fidelity as well. If I actually show you guys here, you know, this is Charles Schwab's. They have 0 fees for everything, account minimum, 0 satisfaction. I'm actually pretty happy with them when I got on the live chat, especially with me putting $200,000 of my own money into a, you know, somewhere where I know I can get customer service, very helpful customer service as well. You know, they have 24/7 customer service, buy and sell, research plan, managed with ACE, so that's pretty cool there. I remember 0 fees here, 0 fees for options, except that you do pay about 65 cents per contract, and then 0 on ETF, so pretty sweet. So that's the other thing. The other awesome thing about that I've been doing with M1 Finance was basically just doing a drip. Fidelity and Charles Schwab's already has a drip functionality where it'll just auto reinvest the dividends, so I don't have to do anything compared to that as well. Remember, with M1 Finance, it would always delay about a day to 2 days before you actually got the full dividend, plus the next day you would get reinvested, and I'm pretty sure some fees, you would lose some buying power there because of the fees. So that's the other thing, the drips. And you know, Fidelity, Charles Schwab's, they're one of the top brokerages that you just can't go wrong with. The other thing here, so I have so many things, guys, I've been thinking about before I did do the switch over. And the other thing is that I think this will set my mind to a more aggressive investing, because the fact that I will try to contribute more money. If I show you guys here the positions, you'll see that with Apple, right, if I look by the most, Apple, I have 217 shares. That means that I'm going to try to be more aggressive and try to get to 300 shares so that I can sell 3 covered calls versus 2 covered calls. As well for JP Morgan, I'm going to try to achieve 200 shares so that I can sell 2 covered calls versus 1 covered call, and so on. And I'm going to be, all that premium I collect from these covered calls, I'm going to be reinvesting them back into the positions so that I can eventually buy more shares and so on, and sell more contracts, and hopefully that snowball continues to help as well, you know, the dividends. I think options is a great way. I think it's I'm going to be going into more detail in a future videos on what you can do and what I'll be doing. I'll show you guys the progress on how much we are collecting, selling options on this portfolio every month, so you'll see if it's worth it or not. But the other thing as well is they just have pretty cool performance tools in general, just because they have been here for a while. So if I show you here, this is actually my dividend, well, not my dividend growth, but this is my growth portfolio in Fidelity. I have a lot of my 401k, my HSA, my Roth, my growth portfolio in Fidelity. So they have the personal returns. So you'll see that if I look at the cumulative returns, you'll see that 1 month I got about 32%, 3 months 0.02. Year to date I'm actually down about 20%, almost 21%. For the year I'm up 11.88%. But overall you can actually see the performance across the other indexes, which S&P 500, Dow Jones, and so on. And you can see that over the 1 year we're actually a little bit up higher than the S&P 500, which is pretty cool. For the month we're actually surpassed the S&P 500, but that doesn't matter in the short term. And the long term is what you want to look at. So if we look at the historical returns here, you can kind of see that it could break it out for you for calendar. So 2021, 36% return. Quarterly, it'll tell you the returns here, and then monthly you can see the returns there as well. So all this cool information that we have available with these type of brokerages that M1 just doesn't provide. I really want to see all these comparisons. So that's one of the things that I want to switch over, because 10-20 years from now I want to see that comparison. I want to see how my performance is compared to the S&P 500 and so on. I don't want to have to create additional tools when a brokerage should already provide those type of basic tooling and performance charts for us. But so that is it right there. One of the other reasons why I'm doing this kind of tacky thing where I'm switching from M1 to Fidelity to Charles Schwab's, I'm gonna show you that now. So the main reason I was gonna switch over to Fidelity was because I have all my accounts there, and so I was just gonna have everything aggregated into one brokerage account overall, not one account but just in one brokerage with multiple accounts. But unfortunately Fidelity for some reason does not allow you to have multiple margin accounts, which is one of my things that I wanted to switch over to have that possibility in the future to do. I don't really like cash accounts. I like more of a margin account, especially because of the settle times. And so I'm going to switch over to Charles Schwab's for that main reason. So I actually ended up doing some research into Charles Schwab's, and I actually I think I'm going to really like it. So this is kind of like a picture I saw, tutorials that I saw, and it looks pretty cool. The layout, everything looks pretty neat. So I think I might really like it. We will see how that works out. But as well, the other thing, guys, here is that Charles Schwab's does, if you use the referral links, you do get sign up bonus. So the person that's referring you doesn't get anything, but the person signing up does get something. So if you were to deposit $25,000 to $50,000 in cash or assets, they would give you $100. If you were to deposit $50,000 to $100,000, you'd get about $300. And then if you were to deposit $100,000 to about $500,000, you'd get $500. And as well, if you were to deposit over $500,000, they would give you $1,000, which I would fall under this category because mine's around close to about $180,000. So I would get a free $500 just to transfer it to Charles Schwab's, which would meet my other goal of trying to have a margin account, which is actually pretty nice. And I'll be able to deposit these $500 into a company that's going to pay me out and work for me, and those $500 will go a long way because they will get invested into some great companies, and we will see how that plays out. So I'm definitely going to switch over to Charles Schwab's close to probably the end of August, probably beginning of September. And so I'm gonna do that for the sign up bonus, and you know, we're gonna get some free $500. And the reason why I'm waiting actually is because Fidelity was going to give me a reimbursement from transferring over to M1, because there is a $100 fee transfer. And so Fidelity, I got to wait for M1's finance statement to show up that they did charge me $100. So then at that point, once I get the reimbursement, I will switch over to Charles Schwab's, and Charles Schwab's will do a reimbursement as well. So it's just a waiting game here, but I will try to continue to invest into the portfolio every week. I'm probably going to be doing full share purchases so that I don't have any issues with you know, fractional shares at this point. Once I jump over to Charles Schwab's, I will be doing fractional shares, but we will see how that plays out, guys. The last thing that I do want to go over is the main thing, which is the value of the portfolio and how much we think we're going to be actually going down. So let's go ahead and jump over here to dividend payout. We'll see what the get latest dividends. We'll see if Skyworks Solutions pops up, the dividend raise. Again, I do have tutorials for all these scripts. They're available for free. All I ask in return is that you subscribe with that notification and you drop a big thumbs up on the videos, guys, to help out the channel. And we should hopefully see the Skyworks Solutions dividend raise pop up, which it did, guys. So that's pretty cool, and you'll see that we are going to start strong with August. APD will be next week. Apple, Costco, AbbVie, Realty Income. I believe the 15th is actually next Monday, or the following Monday. So we'll probably get about 3 dividend companies that will pay us out. So pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and go over here to settings, since I already made this video pretty lengthy. So we're going to go ahead and delete this. Let's jump over to personal capital so we can grab the latest version of the portfolio. All right, guys, so we're here at personal capital in my M1 account. Click copy holdings. This copies the content of the portfolio, which should only have the full shares. We can jump back into the Google Sheets, right click, paste special values only. And if we go here to holdings, you'll see that this is our portfolio, which still has a mixture of shares, of fractional shares. Once we kick this off, all of this will get wiped up and we should use the new one that we just pasted. Again, let me know, guys, what you think of this transfer. If you think Fidelity or Charles Schwab's, or you think I should have just stayed at M1 Finance. I would love to hear your opinion on that, but let's go ahead and click update portfolio holdings. You'll see this thing get wiped and we can jump over to the dashboard, and we will see how much we've decreased our performance or expected value. And honestly, it looks like we actually still went up, which is surprising here. So you'll see that we actually are projected, well, I guess the dividend yield is at 1.75%. Yield on cost actually went up to 2.61%. And then yearly, we actually went up for some reason. Maybe it was the JP Morgan 2 shares that we repurchased. And as well, you'll see that we are at $3,318.75 compared to $3,306.71. Monthly, we're projected to make about $276.56, and weekly $63.82. We went up by a couple pennies, and then day we went up about 3 pennies. Hourly, we're still making about 38 cents an hour, and then hourly work wage, we're actually making $1.60 per hour. This is for portfolio was to go work a 40-hour work week. I guess they did a great job and they got a penny raise, so pretty sweet. We're gonna eventually try to get this to minimum wage. We will see how long that takes, guys. But and honestly, I thought this was actually gonna go down. Let me look at the holdings, and you'll see that everything is a full share now. So I mean, I'm not sure on this if this is actually gonna, you know, affect it. Maybe it's the $566 that are available for purchase, but it doesn't look like there's actually anything there. So I'm surprised that we actually went up. So I definitely don't mind that. So overall, guys, this is actually all I have for you guys in this portfolio update. We will be probably starting to do new videos in Fidelity until we transfer over to Charles Schwab's to get the $500 bonus, and we will get those $500, reinvest those, and collect even more dividends. But if you stuck all the way to the very end, be sure to drop a hashtag transfer, because I did end up initiating a transfer. I should have just transferred from M1 to Charles Schwab's, but you know, we gotta try to make that money, and you know, obviously gotta learn new things. I wasn't aware that Fidelity doesn't let you have multiple margin accounts, so we will see how this all plays out. Again, make sure that you're subscribed with that notification if you have not done so, and drop a big thumbs up in the videos. I will catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you in the comment section as well. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.